me wanna holler, go away. I need more peace and hope and love. Where do I find it in this crazy old world? I need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I've got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
Oh, we need them. Yeah, we need those strategies, don't we? Those strategies for living. So are you ready? You ready for your daily dose of radio rehab?
I think I'm ready.
You do, huh?
Yeah.
Well, are you ready for woo-woo, though?
You got your magic wand out over there. I see
do.
that. I'm excited.
Yeah, well, sometimes people say, okay, you and Lauren, David, push a little woo-woo every now and again. Well, what if we just plowed into that today?
Well, I think.
What if we really did some woo-woo
oh, Lord,
today?
we're jumping off into the woo.
Okay, but woo-woo habits. What if they work?
Well, I mean, I have this theory. I think we're humans and we like to divide. We like to make label things, and we like to have, okay, it's either scientific or it's woo-woo.
Yeah.
But if we've paid any attention over the years to the development in science, you'll notice this trend of what used to be called woo-woo is now actually being brought into the scientific realm.
Yeah.
And it may be called different things. Yeah. But it's being discovered as it's there, right? I mean,
sure.
I just think about Einstein's spooky action at a distance, right?
Yeah.
That is one of those things that is being studied now in quantum physics. And it is the underlying architecture, perhaps, of what we've known for a long time as distance healing.
As a matter of fact, Einstein said, great spirits have always encountered opposition from mediocre minds.
And we also have to keep in mind that in this physical vessel, all of our senses are incredibly limited. If you just look at our range of vision, for one, right? There are so many waves of light and sound beyond which our form takes in and translates. And so there's just so much more that we're not seeing, hearing, physically.
So there you go.
Is there.
We're woo-wooing today here on Strategies. Come woo with us.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Woo!
Folks, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you, and we appreciate our sponsors, the Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Restore Healing, Fertitta's Delicatessen, SRT Sales Training, Uprising Addiction Center, and Mira Direct Primary Care. Woo-woo habits, what if they work? We're going to talk about some that do today here on Strategies for Living.
Tune in daily, find the light. Healthy mind and spirits bright. Strategies for living strong. Feel the vibe, it won't go wrong. Body moves and soul align. Catch the rhythm, feel the time. Radio rehab every day. Chase those clouds of gray away. Your daily dose of radio rehab. Lift you up when skies seem trapped. Mind and body, spirits free. Living life in harmony.
Welcome in to Strategies for Living. I'm Dr. David McMillan. She is psychotherapist, LPC Lauren Leon McMillan. Getting out the woo-woo today. Woo-woo habits, but what if some of them truly work? Now, you hit on something.
Mm-hmm.
as we were,
I hit on
introing.
things all the time.
You do.
I just set
yeah.
out my hammer and I go hit.
You do. That's the reason I stay distant
It may
enough
bother
to, so
Get out
that
of Lauren's
just
way.
in case I see your hammer, I can step out of the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, you use the term label, and I think that of course, we're tongue in cheek. We're talking woo woo. And people will say, maybe more so in some areas of the country than others. I doubt if woo-woo is heard as much in, Sedona, Arizona, as it is in Shreveport, Louisiana, as an example.
Yeah.
And
okay.
yet, there's a lot of people that I'm sure people who are listening to us right now who have been to Sedona. I have not, but I've talked to many people who have, and it is said that you feel it.
Yeah, I haven't. There are places that I have visited
Yeah.
you can feel the energy.
Absolutely.
And there were places when I visited in Greece
that you could feel.
You can feel the energy and why perhaps they built a temple there.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go.
And I think they're more numerous than we give ourselves credit for. If there's one actually very close by, and that's Poverty Point.
Absolutely,
You can feel.
Drive over to the
energy.
Monroe area, and you can
Yeah.
feel the difference. And it's it's an international,
Yeah, it's a World Heritage.
place. And again, that's some people would say, "Oh, that's woo woo," but
I
go
would ask you,
go and
what
feel.
is woo woo?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Well, it's a label.
Okay.
And that's what you were touching on. Why do we even do that? Why do we use
Can I make
labels?
a hypothesis there?
Okay.
And I think especially in the sense of woo woo, it's actually underneath that label is a fear of uncertainty.
Yeah, we try to control what we don't understand. And so if I label something in a negative connotation, woo-woo, then I don't have to, I can discard it. I can put it over to the side because of the label, and I don't have to worry with it.
It's interesting because we're coming up in a time when, especially with the development of AI, I'm thinking when we really, there's so many videos and pictures and things out there that aren't even quote unquote real, right? They're created through AI or generative computer, and it's becoming harder and harder to tell.
It's a good point,
right?
Lauren. That's a very good point.
I think it's great because I think it's pushing us to really reckon with this idea that I think we're touching on here, which is what is real.
Yeah.
What is it that we perceive? And what is it that we don't know? And how can I trust what is truth? What is my truth?
How many inventions that we take for granted today as, it's just a way of life, started out as quote unquote unbelievable. I can think of as when I was a kid.
I'm actually thinking of the washing machine right now.
Okay, well that's fine. I'm thinking of the watch. I'm thinking of the Apple Watch or the Android
the
watch.
Wristwatch.
So when I was a kid,
Smartwatch.
the comic strip Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy had a fantastic watch that did all kinds of things for him. And people would say, that's science fiction.
That's a woo-woo.
I'm thinking Jules Verne, with as he wrote about starships and he wrote about submarines.
Yep.
Those have come to be.
We're still here.
And I could go on, but I would caution any of us that are too quick to label. I would caution any of us that sometimes the labels themselves take on a life of their own. And then there comes a point where we don't realize and just we can't explain why we think what we think or believe what we believe. And therefore, is it really ours?
Yeah.
Or is it some label that has been affixed by some person or persons a long time back.
And the magic.
And doesn't have relevance today
right,
necessarily.
and the magic, and I think we've talked about it, but maybe not in this way, but the magic comes from once you realize that and you change your perception or your story or belief around something.
Right.
You literally create a brand new reality for yourself. Anybody who's ever had a change of mind, change of perception, I think can attest to suddenly I began to see things I hadn't seen before or notice things I hadn't noticed before. And that in and of itself, to me, points to the reality of what you might call woo-woo, which is the reality of energy, vibration, and frequency, right? And the things beyond our physical senses, right, that we know that we're just particles, light particles moving. And the way that our eyes and then our brain interprets these things are as solid. But it's really just collapsed and expanded and interacting waveforms, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we, I don't want to spend too much time because I want to get to the woo-woo, but
I think we're there.
I think we are there. But, some people would say, it's just a coincidence. I was mentioning the feel of Sedona, Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Several years ago, I got a phone call from a publicist who wanted me to interview. She was actually the religion writer of the Dallas Morning News at the time.
Yeah.
She had written a book on the community of Lilydale.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Up in New York.
So Lilydale is a special community, and the only people who can own property there have to be spiritualists. They have to be psychic, or it's a community. And so here's the coincidence. I had just booked that. Show for the author to come on and talk about her new book, Lilydale.
Right.
I had a new client scheduled. I walked into my waiting room, and there is my new client sitting there. I'd never met her before this day. She's sitting there reading the book, Lilydale.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, oh, wow. So when I brought her into the office, I said, tell me about Lily. And she said, I go every year.
Wow. Yeah.
She said, you would not believe how the place feels. And she said, of course,
I'd love to go. Yeah.
I go visit some of my favorite people there. But she said, I would go just for the feel of the place, the specialness of the place. And so, I mean, again, and whether I believe or don't believe, and there may be several people that are listening right now that say, I don't believe in that psychic stuff.
Right.
Okay, well, whether you believe or don't believe is really beside the point. When you affix some label to it, like woo-woo,
you create a reality.
You create a reality for yourself, and you trap yourself.
Right. Personally, for me, I'd much rather live in the reality where these coincidences are divine interventions, right? And every aspect of my life can have a message as an unfolding for my highest interest, whether I recognize it in my ego or not. But whatever comes to me is unfolding for me. And so what message does this have to offer for me?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's get to woo-woo number one.
Okay, let's get into it.
So woo-woo number one is talk to your body parts like they're people.
Yeah.
You're having stomach problems, talk to your stomach. You're having, chest pains, talk to your chest. Having throat pains, talk to your throat. Now, you're having chest pains, go to your doctor too. And if you've got a sore throat or, I'm not saying don't go to the doctor, but talk to your body because they hold things your mind hasn't processed yet.
You know, it sounds kind of crazy until you recognize that we actually do this in psychotherapy. Like this is part of the process quite frequently, right? I mean, instead we ask, where do you feel this in your body, right?
Yeah.
Because our body holds, just, I think you just mentioned this, right? It holds an intelligence that we don't tap into. We're so heady,
Right.
as a society, that we forget we are 60 trillion cells.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
bodies are 60 trillion cells, each working individually and
collectively at the same time.
synergistically to help to host this vessel for you to have an experience.
So think about how many thousands of cells make up your stomach, and each one of those cells has intelligence at some level. So if you were to ask, and again, this sounds woo-woo, but you ask your stomach, why are you tight? And then relax and just see what comes.
Just let it come.
You might be surprised. You might be shocked even at
what it has to say.
What you're,
And it may not come as words.
It may not.
That's important to be open to how you receive the message.
And it sounds unhinged, and yet there are many, many books, including Louise Hay's Healing Your Body, that, you know, kind of move from, and then after Louise's book, many, many more. We're talking woo-woo today, woo-woo habits, but what if they work? Talking about that today here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back.
Facing the same old problems day to day makes you wanna holler, get away. Looking for the road that'll get me there. Looking for hope and peace to spare. Looking for strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
Yep, you found us. Strategies for Living Radio right here. Lauren Leon McMillan,
Whether you were
David
looking
McMillan.
for us or not, you found us.
Whether you were looking
stumbled
for
here.
it. Maybe it's a coincidence, you know?
Maybe
Quote,
there's
unquote.
something here for you to listen to.
Talking woo-woo habits, but what if they work? That's what we're talking about today here on Strategies for Living. So you wanted to add a little bit to the body thing.
Yeah, well, I just think it's so important. If we're going to asterisk someone's, this is one I would asterisk because I think it's part of what we're here to do. I mean, as far as we know, we get this lifetime with this particular body.
Right.
And so as it hosts this incredible experience of life, I think it's one of our most important tasks is to get to know it and to appreciate it. And I think if you do, you'll begin to realize that different parts, different organs have different little personalities. They have different little quirks about them.
Yeah.
Something I saw recently that I haven't done, but I think is really a really neat exercise is to spend a day or a week meditating on each organ of the body.
Oh, wow.
And just to spend...
So meditate a day or a week on your brain.
Just
one on your heart.
Spend some time with each. And I would do the brain last because we spend so much time with it. I mean, thank goodness for it, but we use it too much.
Yeah.
I would start somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
You know, start with the skin or your stomach or your intestines.
If you've still got it, start with your gallbladder.
Your kidneys, your lungs.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
All right. Thank things before you leave them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this could be your job.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a relationship. This could be the version of you that survived whatever you've just gone through.
Yeah.
Think things before you leave them.
Mm-hmm.
Gratitude before goodbye is not weakness. It's how our nervous system closes a tab.
Yeah. That's
instead of
true.
leaving it open forever. there's a lot of trauma out there. Both we've talked about this a lot on strategies. Big T trauma, which are the major events. Little T trauma is, most of us can't get out of early childhood without having some little T trauma.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't, and I know this sounds woo-woo and weird, but if we have survived, if we've survived, and maybe this is easier to kind of grasp and put your arms around with the little T trauma. But if you've survived it, let's say kindergarten was traumatic for whatever reason, okay?
Yeah, okay. I think kindergarten is very easily traumatic for most people.
And, it still traumatizes. Maybe you still have dreams of, I was being asked to, recite my ABCs, and I went completely blank or whatever. And it, so I'm 50 years old and I'm still having those dreams, those nightmares.
Well, then it has something to offer.
Then it's an open tab.
Yeah.
It's an open tab. And if you want to close that tab, try thanking the trauma in your kindergarten years and what it taught you and what you survived, what you survived through, and what that survivorship, how it helped you.
Both things can be true, right?
Sure.
It can greatly hurt, and it can be very incredibly meaningful. You mentioned it keeps popping up. I would tell someone, if it continues to bother you, then it has something to tell you. And I love the idea of gratitude, because it opens the door to be able to, for you to get your gears turning. Well, what can I be thankful for?
Right.
And then that opens the door to, well, I guess it did teach me this. It offered me the opportunity, at the very least, to experience something that I know I wouldn't want to continue to create in my life.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Okay, I'm really going to push it this next one, okay?
Okay.
People are going to think I've gone off the deep end, and maybe I have. What's an intention that you have? Write your intention on a bay leaf and then burn it. All right, now.
Okay. Let's be clear,
okay.
Right? The bay leaf doesn't have any magical powers.
None whatsoever.
All right.
But your brain, your brain is ritual.
Yeah.
Brain.
Because it's physical. And so rituals are just creating a physical expression of our own intention and creation.
Your brain doesn't care if something is spiritual. Yeah. What it cares about is that you mean it. And so writing your intention on a bay leaf, I've never figured out why the heck do we put bay leaves in things, and then we have to take them out. But that's something different. So, but burn it, because fire makes it feel real, and real invites your subconscious to move. And
I'm sure
the vast part of the mind is subconscious as opposed to conscious.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's some ancient that goes long back symbolism for it. It's burning, right? The intention, if you take something and you burn it, you're alchemizing it. You're changing the substance, right? But then also you're creating smoke, and smoke rises. So it's that sort of ancient idea of sending the prayer or the intention up and out, because then smoke dissipates, right?
Yeah.
And it moves and it enters, it spreads out.
Years
it expands.
Years ago, I did a retreat for St. Mark's Cathedral School.
Yeah.
And it was more than one day, and it was with their graduating 8th graders, getting ready to move forward. And it was a powerful time. And one of the sessions that we did was on what you might refer to as sin. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Missing the mark.
Yes.
All right. So we focused on that for one evening, and we kind of did this towards the end of the day. And we had the students all write down on some pieces of paper what they considered their biggest sins. I think we gave them 3 pieces of paper.
Mm.
And we told them, nobody's going to see these except you.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
My friend Father George Januso, who was chaplain at St. Mark's back years ago, and during that time, when I shared with him the idea, he said, "Oh, I know what I'm going to do." I said, "Okay." At that point, we had a magic shop here in town. Father George goes down to the magic shop, and he gets some of that paper, that special paper
Mm-hmm.
that when you put a spark to it, it goes up without any residue.
Okay, it doesn't leave any ash. or
Doesn't leave
anything,
any
just-
ash.
Okay.
And so we took and we made the little slips of paper, 3 of them or so for each.
From the magic paper.
From the magic paper.
Yeah.
And then we had everybody put them into a container. And Father George did a little, ceremony, if you will. And then he, lit a spark, and poof, the looks on those young people's
I bet.
faces. And then he was able to say, and I think he did a great job of this. He overturned the container and he said, "Look,
There's nothing.
there's
left.
nothing left in here."
Yeah.
And he said the point that he was making to the kids was, when you ask forgiveness from your heavenly Father,
So
this
it is.
this is the way it is.
Yeah.
I thought, oh wow,
Wow.
that's very, very powerful.
Yeah. But
it's not a bay leaf, but
well,
hey,
and I mean, again, this is not so much about doing the bay leaf and burning it, but it's about, I think what you're asking us is to make rituals of our lives.
absolutely.
How can we be more creative, more intentional, and really create and recognize the magic, the miracles that are all around us in the mundane?
Let's talk about intention for a second in this next one, Lauren.
Okay.
We all have people in our lives, at work, in our families, in the neighborhood, at church, whatever. We all have those people that we consider, they drain me. They
Yeah.
drain me. They're draining people.
Mhm.
Okay. What if you were to, when you encounter any draining people,
Mm-hmm.
wash your hands?
Wash your hands of it.
I'm not talking metaphorically.
Literally.
I'm talking
Yes.
literally. Wash your
And this
hands.
is a powerful tool.
If you leave some conversation, any conversation, and you feel heavier
Mm-hmm.
than when you started that conversation, water and soap helps.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not saying that the water and soap wash off anything, but it's
But again, it's
the power of ritual.
Well, and it's allowing our physical selves to create a physical sensory experience in order to manipulate what is real, which is the energy.
Yeah, and it's a reset. I mean, think about it. Just the act of washing your hands. Number one, it's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, any doctor will tell you,
Yeah,
wash
go
your hands
washing.
as many times a day as you can. It's healthy for you. It's good for you.
Right.
And it'll keep, if you do this several times a day, you'll have less colds and everything else that might be in the air.
And
but
maybe it's not so much because of the germs, but because you've kept your energy clean.
maybe
too.
it's both ends.
Yeah.
But your nervous system reads the reset as permission to just let go.
I chuckle
Because what are you doing when you wash your hands? You're rinsing. You're letting go.
Yeah, and if you can use that visual, but I'm chuckling because I don't know if you've seen the play, the musical South Pacific.
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, there's a song where she sings, "I'm gonna wash that man right out
I know
of my
the
hair."
song. Oh, sure. I know
Okay.
that song.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there's something to that.
Hmm.
There's something to allowing the water to cleanse and to use our own intention and mind to let the water take away whatever energy that
Yeah.
needs to go down the drain.
We don't have to just wash men out of your hair. You
can
guys,
wash-
you can wash women out of your hair
Sure,
too.
whatever
it
energies
takes.
you don't need to be attached to you for the rest of the day.
Woo,
Wash your
woo,
hands of it.
Woo-woo habits. But what if those woo-woo habits work? Talking about some that do today here on Strategies for Living. We've got more. We'll be back.
We all have problems every day. We all need help along the way. We need strategies, strategies, strategies for living radio.
And welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Oh, we're just getting started with the woo-woo.
How many people have we lost?
Yeah, Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, and talking about, some things that some people would label woo-woo habits. But what if those habits worked? What if they were powerful? What if they really worked? Okay,
it really
so
hits on what you talk about all the time, which is we are grand, powerful beings. And
Absolutely.
we are so much more powerful than we allow ourselves to believe or have access to.
give ourselves credit for.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really going to push it again, okay?
All right.
So, by your bed,
Mhm.
before you go to sleep tonight, put a glass of water
Okay.
and give your brain a question.
Yeah.
Put a glass of water by your bed and give your brain a question. Your subconscious works the night shift.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't take off. So give it something to solve,
Mhm.
and you'll wake up not with a dream, you'll wake up with an answer,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Now, why am I saying put a glass of what's the water?
Do
Well,
you drink it through the night?
no, you can if you get thirsty.
Okay.
There's nothing to prevent you from drinking the water.
Okay.
But what do we know water does?
It holds memory.
Conducts.
Okay. Yeah.
It conducts. So, put that glass of water there. Again, it's no magic here. It's not holy or anything like that. But so if you get thirsty during the night, you can drink the water. But just put a glass of water by your bed, give your brain a question, and then,
I think a lot of
then
people
go to sleep.
actually use different crystals for this purpose as well.
Maybe so.
I mean, based on their question, they may pick a particular crystal which is more in alignment with their.
I totally agree with you, but
But for the non-woo, water is a good
I mean,
start.
the crystal stuff is the woo, the water,
Until you recognize that crystals also conduct electricity.
I do. I'm not disputing
And
that.
carry memory,
I'm not
the same as
disputing
water.
that. Don't get your dander up. I'm not disputing that. But I'm just saying there's a lot of us that, going to wherever in town and I can buy crystals and getting me a crystal and put it into my pipe. That just goes too far.
Okay.
For me.
That's fine.
Okay, that
Go
just
pick
goes
a rock
too far
from
for me.
outside.
But but we can water is here for everybody. Everybody has to have water.
Well, yeah, and you can
you
can charge it and it carries memory and
what
structure.
percentage of our body is water?
It's at least 70.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's between 60 and 80%.
All right, here's another
well
one.
hydrated.
Here's another one. Talk to your future self out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not vision board stuff. I'm saying just sit down and speak. Ask if you want to. Speak and ask.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need me to do today to get me started on? And you're talking to your future self.
Yep.
Your brain starts making decisions from that place without you realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, your future self is it. If we live, we're going to be there at some point.
Well, we're living in the linear experience of time, but
Right.
we know in the reality of the situation, future self already exists.
Well, you're just blowing people's minds now. Yeah,
Well, but it's
maybe we can do a show on that.
sure.
Yeah.
I think it's about time
Yeah,
that
we
we do
need
a
to.
show on time.
Yeah. So, since we're talking to the future self,
Yeah.
what about the younger self?
Yeah.
All right. So apologize
both.
to your younger self and do it in a mirror and do it out loud.
Yeah.
Now, what do you apologize? What are you apologizing for? Maybe you left. Maybe for leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for not protecting.
Yeah.
Maybe for deciding they were too much. Maybe it's the shame your body's been holding.
Yeah.
And it needs a witness. That's why you use the mirror. And, you're the only one who can be that witness.
Yeah.
We need a witness, and it's you.
Part of our work, I truly believe here, is, And this goes off of, I think, what Jesus was saying, let the children come to me.
Yeah.
It's the idea of doing that on an individual inner basis. And what I mean by that is there were times when at varying ages as we grew up where we learned to hide parts of ourselves, whether they were good or bad, whatever they may be. We learned to hide aspects of ourselves because we felt embarrassed, we felt shamed, we felt like we needed to protect them in order to get what we needed in the moment.
Yep.
And so part of our work is to recognize when those parts of ourselves are coming out again and to be able to let them be the safe adult, to let them come to us now and to say, I see you now. And I'm really sorry that I didn't have the space for you at that time, but I do now, and I need your help. Because I need you alive within me.
Yeah.
And I need the gift that you have to bring into the world. Some of the work that I've been doing on a reparenting level is I try to intentionally live a life now that I would want child me to witness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even to the point where I re-answer those questions that the child might have had, like, what are you doing?
And
Right.
quantum physics, and you touched on this earlier, quantum physics says it's all collapsed.
Right.
Time is
It's all-
not linear
and so
like we think. And so
that's the power.
when you talk to your younger self,
Mhm.
you're healing now. Let me get another one in.
Okay.
You brought up the song "Wash." I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. I'm thinking of an Elvis Presley song.
Yeah.
Return to sender.
Oh, that's a great one.
Address
I use that one
unknown.
all the time.
No such number.
Mhm.
No such zone.
Yes.
Okay, so say return to sender to yourself when you encounter any energy
Mhm.
that's not yours, that's negative.
Yep.
Just say return to sender.
Yeah, because it's
that-
not yours to carry.
Not yours.
Uh,
If you really like the Elvis song, do what I
Sing
just did. Sing it. And let that energy go back to where it belongs.
Yeah.
Because it's
this
not
is-
with you.
As a recovering people pleaser, this is one that I've learned and I'm continuing to learn nuances of, right? To recognize when I pick up pieces of other people's baggage or struggles and I attempt to fix them, I'm not helping anybody. I'm actually taking away their ability to turn that wound into their greatest gift.
Absolutely. One more quick one.
Okay.
Narrate your life like a docuseries.
Ooh, I love that one.
Yeah, and here
Here she is in her natural habitat.
we see them. We see a choosing of peace. If you're narrating your life like a docuseries, you're writing the
recognize-
script.
well,
you're recognizing
and
that
you
you write the
recognize
script.
who you truly are, which is the witness to your life.
Absolutely. Woo-woo habits. What if some of these things actually work? And folks,
They do.
they do. They really do. But we put labels, we create labels like woo-woo that keep us from paying attention to things that could really change our life in a positive way. Talking about that today here on Strategies for Living. Be right back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, talking a little woo today. Well, little woo.
Double dose.
What if some of these woo habits that we've been talking about today actually work? And they do. And, be careful of, all of us have to be careful of what labels we put because, we don't want to be blocked from something that could really be healing and healthy for us.
Mm-hmm.
What's your takeaway from today, Lauren?
I think all of these ideas are kind of inviting us to question, to wonder, to awe And they all have this goal, hopefully, of making the invisible visible, right?
Yeah.
Bringing making what is known and felt on a frequency vibrational level, making it physical and bringing it and being more intentional in our lives. It's about being able to throw out that judgment of, well, am I gonna be the weird, crazy village lady, right? Well, who cares if it brings me joy and it creates joy around me, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not hurting myself and other people and I'm bringing more joy and harmony into the world, what does it matter how I believe it gets there?
What matters is
everybody needs a village crazy lady.
What matters is the peace and happiness that you experience.
And we're finding that
life.
it really does have scientific underpinnings.
Absolutely. Folks, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you being with us. And we appreciate our sponsors making it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Restore Healing, Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Muffy, SRT Sales Training, Uprising Addiction Center, and Mira Direct Primary Care. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Lauren Leon McMillan, I'm David McMillan. See you next time right here on Strategies for Living.